Hello everyone, and welcome to our new theory on Breath of the Wild 2. A lot of you have asked us if it would be possible for time travel, the Dark World, or the Twilight Realm to appear in Breath of the Wild 2. This is also something almost everyone said they would love to see as DLC for Breath of the Wild, or be introduced in Breath of the Wild 2, to have new areas to explore or to revisit all of Hyrule as it was before Ganon destroyed it all. With Age of Calamity, we sort of got that chance to explore Hyrule as it was 100 years ago. So what could Nintendo do to give us a new experience? We have a few different ideas of what Nintendo could do based on the trailer and connections to past games. The first thing that comes to mind are these caves from the trailer. We believe they will be a sort of second world to explore. Breath of the Wild gave us over 120 underground shrines that ranged from the size of a small room to being even larger than certain dungeons from past games. In Breath of the Wild 2, we think these caves will be huge interconnecting pathways. We've actually seen this from past games, most notably the land of Subrosia, which is an entire country located just below. On a lesser note, games like A Link to the Past or Twilight Princess also featured interconnecting caves as a pathway through mountains or other areas. Second, the Twilight Realm. We don't think this one is nearly as likely, but we wanted to quickly mention it here since so many of you have asked us about it. Yes, the Mirror of Twilight was destroyed twice. Once by Zant into large pieces and again by Midna into tiny pieces. You may be thinking, that's it, we wouldn't ever go to the Twilight Realm again. However, a Twilight Princess 2 was shortly in development by Nintendo before being cancelled, so they could quickly put out Link's crossbow training for the short term, while they worked long term on Skyward Sword. We don't know if Midna or the Twilight Realm would have returned, but we do know it is possible, and we have a few different ways that it could happen. 1. The Triforce literally lets you wish on anything. 2. Zelda and the sages together have the power to transport people to other realms, as we see with them sealing Ganon in the Sacred Realm when he is located in Hyrule. 3. Yes, the Mirror of Twilight was broken. However, it was possible for someone to create the mirror in the first place, so it would be possible for someone to create another. 4. While we don't necessarily think it does, a lot of fans have speculated that this mystery mirror does resemble what a fixed or possible new Mirror of Twilight could look like. And as we know literally nothing about it, except it was important enough for Nintendo to dedicate an entire area of the game to it, it must have some importance in the sequel. We also have the ruins of the Arbiter's Grounds making their only ever appearance since Twilight Princess. And finally, before Breath of the Wild released, Aonuma himself did say that fans playing through Breath of the Wild will be reminded of a lot of stuff in Twilight Princess quite a bit. Finally, time travel. The Temple of Time could change everything. Yes, Breath of the Wild did feature the Temple of Time, but it was in ruins and didn't even feature the Master Sword pedestal, which many fans believe was covered by the giant goddess statue, as it's located in the exact same spot in which we always find the Master Sword, or at least the pedestal of time. You may think, but the Master Sword is found in the Lost Woods. Well, in Skyward Sword, which tells the origins of the Master Sword and the Temple of Time, the sword is originally discovered up on Skyloft, where a giant statue of the goddess also happens to be. So it's not uncommon for the Master Sword to be found in one area, while the Temple of Time is in a completely different area. One curious pattern we can notice about the Temple of Time is that every single Zelda game it has been featured in has had a second or even third world to explore. Ocarina of Time had the past and future, as well as the Sacred Realm. Twilight Princess had the Twilight Realm, the past, and even the Sacred Realm. For those who don't know, yes, this is technically the Temple of Light, which we know is located in the Sacred Realm. Skyward Sword, which features the Temple of Hylia, which becomes the Temple of Time, features various ways of traveling through time, as well as introducing the Silent Realm, with the Temple of Time being the main gateway to the Sacred Realm, which actually goes on to become the Dark World thanks to Ganondorf. If the Temple of Time is restored in Breath of the Wild 2, or if the statue is moved to allow access to the pedestal, it could be the literal key for us to venture into another world. Whether it be the Sacred Realm, the Dark World, which again is just a corrupted version of the Sacred Realm, or even a way of traveling to the past. Spoiler for Age of Calamity. It did feature a mysterious way for the heroes of the future to travel to the past in order to save the champions before they died. It could have been a similar portal to what the baby guardian used, a wish on the Triforce, or the way we have almost always traveled back in time, the Temple of Time. Do you think it will be enough for Breath of the Wild 2 to feature the same areas that we've already seen in Breath of the Wild? Or do you think it will follow the usual path of Zelda games and feature a second or even third world? If so, comment below and let us know which world you would like to see and exactly how you would like to travel back and forth to it. It could be something as simple as a portal or a crack in the wall, like in A Link Between Worlds, or something a bit more complicated, such as the time travel in Skyward Sword. That's it for now, but a lot of rumors, news, and details are slowly leaking out. So please, stay subscribed and notified, and join our Discord to make sure you stay up to date on all Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 news. And you can find our Zelda podcast, the 𝐓𝐼𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫, here on YouTube and on iTunes, where we have had many guests who have worked on the Zelda series, and have shared a lot of amazing stories about voice acting, such as Patricia Somerset voice acting as Zelda, Mike Drucker on Zelda's writing or translation team, coming up with the jokes in the game, stories behind the names of characters that he created. Please subscribe and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you. If you are a fan of our Zelda videos like this, Zelda Theories, our Zelda podcast, the 𝐓𝐼𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫 on iTunes, we would all really appreciate your support at patreon.com/GameOverJesse. That and buying our t-shirts will get you and your YouTube or Twitch a shout out every week on our 𝐓𝐼𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫. And if you send in a photo of yourself in our Game Over Jesse or 𝐓𝐼𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫 t-shirt, we can use it for promotion at the end of some of our videos.